My bun is probably going to just gradually flatten through the course of this video. Hey guys, it's Jen, and I am an accident waiting to happen. Now, let me explain. My whole life, it seems as if I have been incredibly accident prone, and I have really been the physical embodiment of Murphy's Law. So, it has led to quite a few embarrassing and sticky situations. But this past year, I swear, this city is trying to kill me. So I thought that I'd sit down and tell you guys some of my hilarious stories and let you guys laugh at my own embarrassments. So in Ann Arbor, no one knows how to drive and no one knows how to walk, and that's saying it very, very simply. And as I'm sure you guys can probably infer, as a college student living in a relatively big city, I end up walking just about everywhere. And usually it's not really that big of a problem. I'm usually very well aware of my surroundings. But there was one time last term that I literally thought I was going to die. So let me back up a little bit. My apartment isn't very far away from campus. It's maybe 2 or 3 blocks away from the center of Central Campus at U of M. And those of you who are familiar with U of M know there's Central Campus, where most people take classes, South Campus, which is mostly athletics, and then there's North Campus, which is somewhere up, and that's really only for engineer and like the fine arts students. So no one really knows what goes up on North Campus. It just kind of exists. And people like me, who all of our classes are on Central Campus, we don't go out of our way to go up on North Campus. But that's besides my point. So it was a nice day in the fall, slightly chilly, and I was walking to class, and there's this one street that I always have to cross, and it really is the street that separates campus from the city. And it's a little bit of a scary street to cross when you're crossing alone, because a lot of times drivers really don't pay attention to what they're doing. And this was the one time all term that I was crossing the street basically on my own. And you know, the crosswalk had the do not walk sign up, so I was patiently waiting, you know, because I actually follow pedestrian laws, unlike some people around Ann Arbor. And then the light changed and it said I was allowed to walk. So I look both ways, right? And I step into the street and I make it halfway across the street. The light is still telling me that I am able to walk. It's not even like the flashing red light saying like, hurry up, don't start crossing if you haven't already, sort of thing. And this lady decides, she's taking too long to cross. This light's taking too long to turn. I'm gonna run the red light. And first of all, that is a horrible idea, especially in a very pedestrian-heavy zone that street corner usually is. And on top of that, I was about halfway across the street, so I was kind of where the double yellow line was, and this lady decides, oh, I'm gonna gun my engine right now, and then she veers towards me, laying on her horn. And at that point, I was like, oh my God, I am going to die. So I sprinted the rest of the way across the street while she was just yelling expletives out her window and laying on that horn. And I have no idea what was wrong with her. But my God, that was one of the scariest moments I've ever had crossing the street, because no one in their right mind does that. But thankfully, everything was fine, and I'm pretty sure I've never seen that crazy lady ever again. Fingers crossed. So these stories are a bit more recent, meaning they happened within the past week. So story number 1 actually happened exactly a week ago, and I was walking into my biology discussion for the very first time, and I was wearing these really adorable heeled boots, which, given my lack of coordination when wearing flats, probably was not the best idea. But oh my god, they are my favorite boots ever, so of course, all common sense just flew out the window. So I'm up on the second floor trying to figure out where my class is because it's in this building that I'm a little familiar with, but it's also a bit of a maze, so it's kind of hard to find your class if you haven't been to that classroom before. And another thing to note is the tile floors in that building in the hallways are incredibly slippery. And even worse last week because it was also like slushy out and wet, and so the floors were slick with water as well. So that is not really a recipe for success for me. And so I'm kind of looking between my phone and the room numbers to try to figure out where I'm supposed to be. I'm running late, so I'm walking a bit faster than normal. And I find the room, open the door, and promptly fall face first into the floor. Yep. Wonderful first impression, Jenna. A+. And to make matters worse, I was late, and everyone in the class saw. Again, no major injuries, just my pride. And this final story I'm about to tell happened yesterday. So I have insomnia, which sucks. And within the past week, I have rarely been able to fall asleep and stay asleep for any meaningful amount of time, which would allow me to be able to wake up, maybe have like a cup of coffee as I wake up and be functional for the rest of the day. So I went to my first lecture and I was literally just falling asleep in class. I'm pretty sure the people next to me thought there was something wrong with me because it was like every couple minutes of one of those days. I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. So after class, I figured, you know what? I'm gonna get some coffee. I need coffee. So I went to the nearest coffee shop to the lecture hall I was in because right after I grabbed the coffee, I'd have to head across campus for my next lecture in linguistics. So I got my large white chocolate mocha, which is my saving grace and my guilty pleasure when I don't make my own coffee. So I'm walking across campus, holding my coffee as if it were my life force. Because at that point it pretty much was. I mean, if I was falling asleep walking to get the coffee, you can tell I really need the coffee. And I was all excited because I was gonna walk to my next class, get comfortable in one of the lecture seats, sip on the coffee as I'm listening to lecture and taking notes. Yeah, no. 3 steps away from the building my class was in, I dropped my coffee all over the concrete. So, no coffee for Jenna for that class. And it was a $7 cup of coffee. So, obviously I was upset and I was also sleep deprived. So, I just broke down crying over that cup of coffee. And I'm pretty sure everyone walking into the building thought I was just a complete loony. But that coffee was really kind of life or death for me, in my mind at least. So I was really upset that I didn't have the coffee. So those are just a few of my clumsy and accident-prone moments. I could go on for a very long time talking to you guys about this, and I already have enough material that I can make a part 2 if this is something that you guys would be interested in. So if you do want to see a part 2, make sure to give this video a like. And question of the day for you guys to comment down below is, what is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you within this past week? I'm really excited to read your guys' comments and laugh along with you guys and feel a little bit better about myself. And make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I put out new videos every single Friday with the occasional bonus video. And make sure to hit that bell icon down below so that you guys can be all notified of exactly when I post those videos so you can be one of the first people to see them. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye!